Hello, everybody, and welcome to From the Mezzanine. From the Mezzanine is the Broadway podcast for the Broadway fans, where we talk about all things Broadway news, Broadway grosses, and let's be honest, all of the tea and gossip that happens week to week in the Broadway stratosphere. Hi, guys. I'm your host, and I just couldn't do this week alone. Guess who's here?
Hi, everyone.
Bryn!
It's Broadway Bestie Bryn. I'm
Broadway
back already.
Bestie Bryn, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. It's been so long.
It's actually been 1 week. So we did actually take a week off technically since we had our two-parter last week.
Yes, but I was in the episode, so.
Yeah, you can't get away from us, and we don't want you to.
No,
How's
I
it
can't get
going,
away.
Bryn? How was the move? She's no longer in the USA. She is in Canada. What's up?
Up north here in Canada, with my igloos and my mooses everywhere and, no, so far so good.
Good.
Can't really complain.
Are you missing New York?
I do miss New York.
Okay.
I do miss New York. Yeah. It's only been a week, so I don't have like theater withdrawal yet, but it's gonna hit soon.
It feels very weird without you here because I don't know the last time we didn't see a show in a weekend. Like, I feel like it had to have been a couple of weeks ago, like over a month ago
Yeah.
for sure. Because we've
Yeah.
seen so much. Because thanks to Bryn, you had the goal of seeing every new musical, and I got to come along for a lot of those.
Mhm.
So it's weird to not have a show planned this weekend, but it's okay. It's okay. Reed was really nice. Editor Reed, shout out, my fiance. He was so nice. And he was like, do you want to go see The Outsiders this weekend? Like, he offered to take me to go and see it.
Aww.
I was like, it's
You know,
okay.
if I was there, that's where we'd be.
Of course I know.
So,
But it was getting to a point where it was like, we can't be doing this every weekend, going and seeing the same show, but I would have loved to.
yeah. No, maybe not this weekend we would have been there, but definitely sometime soon.
Because I have a lot going on this weekend and I just got a rush of anxiety, but I have been offered possibly the biggest opportunity of my career, you guys. And I'm so excited to share. I will definitely catch y'all up next week on how it goes, but I will be doing the red carpet at the Cheetah Rivera Awards. And they are on the day, no, they're the day before this episode comes out. So now that you're hearing this, I've already done the red carpet. I've already talked to all of the ensembles of all of the Broadway musicals. And basically I got the opportunity yesterday. So I have been in a mad dash to prepare everything for it. And so now that's what my weekend is consisting of. I've got to research I've seen most of the shows. I just haven't seen Illinois, and they are up for a lot of the Cheetah Rivera Awards. I tried to rush it today, but I didn't get the lottery, so I was sad about that. Other than that, I think the only other one is the Who's Tommy that I haven't actually seen. So today I will be looking up all kinds of videos of their performance so that I can talk to them on the carpet and know what I'm talking about. But I'm really stoked. The attendee list is kind of freaking insane. Bernadette Peters will be there. Kristen Chenoweth will be performing at the awards, so she will most certainly walk the carpet. Kenny Ortega, World's Best Director, will be there. Corbin Bleu. Who am I forgetting? Joel Grey. The list is Shoshana Bean. Who else?
Debbie Allen.
It's going to be crazy.
Do you know her?
I'm going to pretend that I do because I might be talking to her in 2 days. So I'm going to pretend I know who that is.
Debbie Allen is like a dance legend icon.
See, I've got to research all day today.
But she also has a prominent role on Grey's Anatomy.
Debbie Allen. Okay. I'll have to look her up.
Yeah.
Oh, what's her name? She's a huge model. Is going to be there. Anyways, we'll talk about it next week on the podcast and recap that insane opportunity. I'm so excited, but at the same time, I definitely want to show up prepared and knowing my stuff. So that's what's going on. Tomorrow, I was invited to go to like the pre-Jimmy Awards event. And I love the Jimmy Awards. I know so many of us crazy theater people, we love the Jimmys. And so whoever wins this event will then be in the Jimmy Awards. So I think that'll be fun. And it'll be cool to see the talent at the like regional level of New York City schools and the musical theater departments. I honestly don't know what to expect, but I was like, that's such a unique opportunity. I'd love
Yeah.
to go.
That is so cool. I literally looked at flights to see if I could come for the red carpet, but it
It would have
would
been
be
so great to have you there. Like you would
it
have
would be too
been,
much
oh,
money.
yeah, yeah. But I'm really excited. It's going to be
So exciting.
crazy. It's going to be awesome. Okay, cool. Shall we go ahead and get into our Broadway grosses? Anything else we need to break down? Oh, I have a few other things. Just real quick, guys. I need to tell y'all about Broadway Con because I've kind of been slacking,
Yes.
but I need to let y'all know because it's coming up in July that if you want to get a ticket, I do have a promo code that you can use. It is From the Mez, all caps, no spaces, FROMTHEMEZZ. You can use that promo code, get a couple of dollars off of your tickets, and I mean, why not? Makes it, a better deal. So Broadway Con is starting on July 26th, running until July 28th, and it's taking place at the New York Hilton Midtown Hotel. In attendance are some icons. Are y'all ready for this? Ba-na-na-na-na-na. We have
Tell
Anthony
me.
Rapp.
He's always there and I love it.
I love it. Jen Colella, who we love
Icon.
from Suffs. Gray Henson, king of the pod. Our king, our 6'3" king. Gray Henson. Oh my gosh.
Icon.
Love you, Gray. Okay, we have to tell them about that inside joke though, real quick. Basically, when we went and saw Tick Tick Boom, we were so shook at Gray's height. And we made a post about Gray, how tall are you? We need to know because we're freaks. And he responded back and commented, I'm 6'3".
Because I was like, was the cast of Tick Tick Boom short or was the cast of Shucked tall? Because he didn't look as tall in Shucked as he did in Tick Tick Boom. So
Right,
that's why we were
exactly.
curious.
We were stunned when we saw how tall he was.
I was like gobsmacked.
We need to go to Broadway Con just so that we can take a picture next to Gray Henson and be like,
Yeah.
hi.
He's got to be taller than 6'3". There's no way.
I'm sure he's 6'3". Those are the kinds of things that actors need to know as their height.
That's true. I'm sure it's on his resume.
Anyways, King Gray Henson will be at Broadway Con. James Monroe Iglehart will be there, and Nick Walker, and a whole lot more. The entire guest list. I will have the link in the show notes below, so y'all can go and get your tickets and see everybody who will be in attendance. But don't forget, use the promo code From the Mez. So I just want to drum up a little bit of anticipation for these upcoming podcast episodes because I have been in communication with quite a few amazing guests. And
Not me.
Not Bryn, unfortunately. Maybe Bryn, who knows. But let's just say these guests may or may not be on Broadway right now. And I'm really freaking stoked to unveil this, hopefully, for our 100th episode. We can possibly get them on for that because that would be pretty epic. But we haven't worked out all of the kinks. So get excited, guys. And it's not just one guest. We have quite a few that are coming on this summer. So get excited for FTM Summer Edition. Okay, slay. Let's get into our Broadway grosses, Bryn.
Cha-ching!
Okay.
It was a big week.
It was a big week. Last week was so weird. So we'll see how this week turned out.
I have seen them already.
Okay,
so.
You did a little sneak peek.
I looked earlier in the week and there was an outcome that made me cry. So you'll see what it was.
Oh, I know. You already told me.
I literally had tears in my eyes. Mm-hmm.
We're not obsessed. Number 1, we have The Lion King. Number 2 is Cabaret, same as last week. Hamilton is 3. Wicked is 4. MJ is 5. MJ's always 5. The Wiz has bumped down to 6. They were higher last week. Moulin Rouge is 7. That's because it was Boy George's last week at the Rouge. Merrily We Roll Along is 8. I love, if you're watching on YouTube, Bryn is counting them on her fingers. Last week I literally was counting and I got so out of sorts. Like I was like, something is 6, and then I was like, the next one is 3. Like I just was Did you notice that?
No, but I'm just here to support you.
No, I really appreciate that. Wait, where did I leave off? Moulin
Number
Rouge.
8.
8 was Merrily. That's crazy that Moulin Rouge beat out Merrily.
Yeah, I feel like Merrily has slowly been like trickling towards the bottom of the top 10. I wonder if it's just because of the addition of like Cabaret and Wiz and like throwing those in there.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so.
I'm interested to see what Moulin Rouge is looking like once Boy George is gone. So this week's.
I think it'll drop down to back where it used to be, which was like 12, 13
Yeah.
is where it liked to be before that. Okay, 9 is Hell's Kitchen. Way to go, Hell's Kitchen. And Aladdin is 10. Let's keep moving down the list, though, shall we? Great Gatsby is 11. That is astoundingly good. Way to go, Great Gatsby. I'm really happy for
That's
them.
very good for Gatsby.
Despite not getting the Tony noms, it is not hurting their grosses. So way to go. Water for Elephants is behind them. And then we have The Outsiders. They did gross over $1 million. So that's why Bryn was so stoked.
They surpassed $1 million for the first time, which is huge for that theater. It's like not a big theater at all. And I think they sold out, including standing room. Were they over 100% capacity?
100.18%.
Which is just like, it's just really exciting. I think it's safe to say it's one of the hits of the spring season. So that's really
It definitely
exciting.
is one of the hits. Behind them is The Who's Tommy. I'm looking at
Okay.
others of the season. And then quite a way behind them, like a lot, is Suffs and Notebook. Suffs is doing better than The Notebook, though, which is interesting to note. I think that The Notebook's more or less failure is really surprising. Just given its
I
name.
don't think I'd call it a failure though.
But more or less failure. Like, it's not doing what I would have expected it to do.
What's its capacity?
87% this past
Okay,
week,
that's
82%
good.
the week before. It's not
It's
great.
not like,
I would have
but
had higher expectations. I really would have.
I also agree with that, but I also don't think it's doing bad. Like it's not Heart of Rock and Roll. It's not Lempicka.
No. It's not in jeopardy of closing ASAP. I just
Yeah,
would have completely thought it's The Notebook. It is one of the
fair.
most well-known romantic stories of all time. And so the fact that it's so low is really surprising to me.
Yeah, that's fair. What was Heart of Rock and Roll's capacity?
Let's just go down the list. They were the very bottom and they were 69%.
Apparently they've stopped selling the balcony entirely.
What?
Yeah,
The entire balcony?
apparently.
That
Which,
theater has a mezzanine and a balcony, so they've just stopped that top part.
yeah, which Illinois has also done that, but they were doing that from like Illinois has never sold any of the balcony
Why?
from the very beginning because the St. James Theater is massive.
But that's so bizarre to me that they wouldn't
And I
do
think they
that.
have like lighting stuff or something. I don't know. But they haven't
Okay.
sold the balcony. Like they haven't put a single balcony ticket on sale the whole time they've been open.
That is, I never knew that theaters even did that. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. I, without sounding mean, am surprised that we have not gotten a Heart of Rock and Roll closing notice.
It is pending. There's no doubt about it. And
Because
this is just
they're
my opinion. I don't have insider info, but there's no way they're sustaining themselves.
no, because they haven't made money once.
I want to ask you something. So I noticed this week that Tony Awards had 2 of the band members from Heart of Rock and Roll do their like takeover, like Instagram takeover on their account.
Okay.
Isn't that bizarre to do that for a show that received absolutely 0 Tony noms? I think it's a good thing to do. It puts them out there, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like that's kind of a punch in the face. Be like, okay, like, yeah, we'll use you to promote content on our account, but
Well,
we
I
didn't give you
wonder
any
if
noms.
Heart of Rock and Roll was like can we promote our content like somehow? Like I wonder if like it was like a mutual thing. I don't know, it is kind of weird, but also like
It's super weird.
a few weeks ago at like the Kimberly closing, one of them did a Tony's takeover, which obviously it had won Best Musical before, but it was like it had nothing to do with the Tonys,
Yeah.
you know? So I feel like maybe it was just one of like it was just like a takeover, but that is interesting. I didn't notice that and see it.
Yeah, yeah. It was bizarre to
Mhm.
me because it's like these two do not go together, you know.
Yeah. I think
Anyways, go ahead.
today the daughter in Appropriate is doing a
Yeah, I
Tony's
saw.
takeover.
So
Yeah.
cute. So cute.
Yeah.
Lempicka had 87% capacity, which is an improvement of their week before. So they're at least
Yeah.
trying to finish strong, but it's not enough. Like
Well, it's nice to know that at least like the theater is somewhat full for their last few. I'm sure this week it's
days.
even fuller.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Um, yeah.
Okay, anything else we need to check out here?
I don't think so. I feel like it wasn't that crazy of a week. I feel like it was pretty expected. I'm happy Hell's Kitchen and Outsiders are doing so well.
Absolutely. Hell's Kitchen has
Um,
101% capacity, so they are doing
Crazy.
freaking amazing. Their gross was 1.5 million for the week.
Wow, they are
So,
doing fantastic.
I'm so happy for them.
Hmm.
Amazing. Okay, let's get into our news of this week. We got
News.
huge news, and it was so unexpected, and oh my god, it hit me like a train. I couldn't believe we got a 3 minute and 30-second Wicked trailer, y'all. I thought whatever aired at the Super Bowl was the trailer. How long was it? Like a minute? And it gave us a ton of insight. And I thought that was it. I had no idea that there was going to be a trailer. And then come like Monday, they announced, hey, by the way, full length trailer is coming out. Bryn just watched it for the first time. I just watched it for the 5th time, probably. Every time I watch it, I get so choked up.
It was a really good commercial. Or not a commercial, a trailer. But it was really cool to see how they're going to do everything. It was nice to see Dr. Dillamond, the
Mm-hmm.
cast all in there. But Ethan Slater was not in it.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice Ethan Slater wasn't
There
in it
was
at
no
all.
Bop the
Oh,
whole
that's bizarre.
time.
Oh, that is really bizarre, isn't it? Because there's a
Yeah.
lot that we saw in this trailer that we hadn't seen before. We got to hear from Fiyero, but in the teaser, we didn't even see him. We got to see a lot of what Oz looks like, a lot of what Shiz University looks like, and probably the biggest thing is we got to see the goat. We got to see Dr. Dillamond. And yeah, I didn't even realize we didn't see a single Munchkin. Well, we kind of did for a split second in the flashback when Elphaba was like a little girl. It looked like she was around Munchkins, but it also could have been like other little kids. I know that
Yeah.
I was not expecting to
It was
see
really cute.
baby girl Elphaba.
Yeah. It was really cute.
I hope that they play into that. What if we see like baby Glinda? That would be so cute.
I know. I am really excited because apparently they're coming out with Lego sets based on the movie. And I would love a little Lego Elphaba and a Lego Glinda.
Okay.
They'd be so cute. But also, I want like Elphaba and Glinda Barbie dolls.
Oh, we
But
will get those for sure.
I'm sure we will. But also the little Kelly dolls of them as kids.
I don't know what that is. What's a Kelly doll?
Like Kelly is like Barbie's little sister.
I thought that was Skipper.
She has two. Skipper is one of them.
Okay. Cool. It is like Wicked is gonna be like the Barbie movie. It's gonna be everywhere. Everybody's gonna
I'm
be
so
doing a Wicked
excited.
collab. It is definitely huge. From what I've heard online, this trailer was very well received. The only criticism I have is that they gave us so much. They gave us literally, they walk you through in the matter of 3 minutes. They walk you through the entire musical practically. I feel like we at least saw a glimpse at every single scene. We saw a lot of what Dancing Through Life is going to look like. It looks beautiful. I'm really excited about that. We got to see a lot about Popular, which that was a little like, this is going to be very different. Like Ariana Grande has made it her own and it is going to be different. We see her swinging on the chandelier. We see her like walking through the hallway and she flings her leg up and does like a huge high kick reminiscent of Bryn's high kick in front of the Outsiders poster last weekend. You looked just like Ariana.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Go look at my TikTok.
It was interesting. I guess because like they're assuming people know the story, they're not as like hesitant about giving things away.
That's what I thought.
there were moments too that I was like, oh, I kind of wish that was a surprise. Like when
Yeah.
Glinda pops the bubble, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that's so cool, but I kind of wish that was like seeing it for the first time in theaters, or Glinda getting on the train with Elphaba.
Mm-hmm.
Like that felt like a really big moment to
Or like,
reveal.
yes, the moment the broom appears and it's like coming
Yeah.
over and then she shoots through the
Yeah.
glass.
And
Yeah.
like Nessa going in the air
There's
in
a
the
lot.
wheelchair. Yeah, so it was kind of like, oh, I just was it was like, are you trying to get more people interested in the movie? Because I don't think you have a problem with interest in this movie.
Interest is definitely not the problem. You're right about that. And I do think that you're right when you say that everybody knows the story. It's been out for 20 years.
Hmm.
Plus, you can gather what the story is from either seeing The Wizard of Oz, which is the world's, most watched movie probably. It's iconic. And so yeah, I don't think that they're worried about getting the story out there. So they were just like, let's show it all. And I feel like that's just like the direction of trailers these days. I always feel that way, but I was stunned at how much that they
Yeah.
showed and how much of Defying Gravity we heard.
Hmm.
Um so it definitely sounds like it's going to just be an act 1 movie. It'll be interesting to see how they wrap up act 1 cuz whenever it's intermission and you hear Defying Gravity, in no way shape or form is that an end. That's like this
Yeah.
is just the beginning. And so I feel like I wonder if they'll add something to the end
Hmm.
after Defying Gravity to kind of wrap it up.
I hate that it's
You
two
know what I mean?
parts.
I think I finally come around because I hated that too. I think I
I
finally
think,
come around.
okay, I don't hate it, but it's not going to be like, okay, 6 months later. Like it's going to be another like
Year
two
or
or three
two. Yeah.
years.
Right.
And like, where's my 20-minute intermission? Like I'm coming back.
Right.
Like I don't want to wait years.
But at the same time, I do think that doing it in this way means no songs get cut. It does mean songs are going to get added. And it means that they're going to make a meal out of every single moment. I think it's going to be very different than the musical in a lot of ways. We can already tell this in the dialogue that we've
Mhm.
heard. Like whenever Glinda has the hat, she's like, and don't say you don't have anything to wear because you can wear this. Whereas
Mhm.
in the musical, you should wear this hat to the party tonight, you know?
Mhm.
And so things are definitely going to be different. It's going to be more made for cinema and not, I mean, I just think it's going to be more in the details, and I think that's going to be really awesome to get to see. It looks like they're handling it very well and with very, very good care. I watched like a video of John M. Chu. You should watch this video if you haven't
Okay.
already. It came out on Monday when they announced the trailer was coming out. And he talks about how his entire career, when people would ask him what movie he wanted to make, he would always say, if Wicked is ever a movie, I want to be the one to do it.
That's cute.
Yeah, it just shows that like they're not going to mess it up.
Mhm.
And that's, I think, whenever we all heard about it in the beginning, that we were like, you're going to mess it up. Like, how are you going to
Yeah.
do this? And I think it's going to be separate enough from the musical, but it's definitely going to bring a new generation to the musical.
Oh yeah. Who is Bowen Yang playing?
Just one of Glinda's friends. Just it's
Okay.
he's not in, like, he has a name in the movie, but I don't think he has a name in the musical.
Okay.
Those two friends, yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're brand new. And then we
Okay.
know that Keala Settle, we know that she has a brand new role that is not in the musical.
Oh, yes.
We didn't
But
get
we
to
didn't
see
see her at
her.
all.
No, so maybe she's only in the part 2. Yeah, it is bizarre that we never saw Ethan Slater.
Mhm.
Do you think
I
that
was
was in?
waiting.
Yeah, right. And he's been in so much of the press footage,
Yeah.
like the pictures and stuff. They're not holding back there. So why do you think we didn't see any of
In a
him?
full 3.5 minute, like you see
Everybody else.
everything and everybody,
You
and
see
you don't
Madame
even see
Morrible,
him.
you see the wizard, yeah, and you never once even see Nessa. And
You see
so,
baby Elphaba and you don't even see Bob.
yeah, I wonder
I
why.
honestly, baby Elphaba was so cute, but I wish that was a surprise.
That would have been an amazing surprise. I completely agree with you. I
Because if
completely
I
agree.
was sitting in a theater already obviously like heavily emotional because it's the Wicked movie
Yeah.
and baby Elphaba comes on that giant screen,
Yeah, it would rip you apart.
sobbing.
She's
Like I
so
will be
cute.
sobbing.
Okay, let's talk about the costumes for a hot sec because I think the costumes look unreal. I
Yeah.
love Elphaba's glasses.
Oh, they're so good.
That's so cool, so
They're really good.
creative. I think
They're
this is
all
going to be an
great.
Oscar winner for sure. Just
It's
everything
possible.
looks so meticulously crafted.
Just crazy high budget.
It's interesting to me that, and this is so like surface level and just like my interpretation of Wicked. I don't think this is universal, but
Hmm.
Elphaba is not supposed to be cute. Like she is supposed to have a glow up. But from the very
Yeah.
beginning, they could not make Cynthia Erivo not look so freaking cute. She looks great. And you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she's supposed to be dorky. She's supposed to not look put together. But at the very beginning, when she's walking into Oz and she like moves her hair over, like she already looks stunning. I just
Yeah.
think that that's an interesting choice that they didn't, I don't know, rough her up a little bit, make her look like a little more
Yeah.
disheveled like they do in the musical.
She's gorgeous. I don't know how you make
Yeah.
her not look gorgeous.
Yeah, I just thought that that was interesting,
Hmm.
but definitely not a super important thing that is like taking away from her character or anything. But the costumes look so, so good.
Beautiful.
Oz looked really interesting. I did notice I didn't see anybody wearing green glasses in Oz, and they weren't even wearing green glasses.
Interesting. We'll have to I wanna, like, go see it on Broadway, like, the night before the movie or something, or, like,
That
the
would
week
be
before,
insane.
so then we can, like,
It's fresh in your
really
mind.
yeah.
I wonder what songs they've cut. Like, I wonder if they've cut any. I just feel like some
Yeah.
of the like ensemble songs might not fit the movie.
Like what?
Like Dear Old Shiz,
Oh, yeah, I
or
forgot about that.
like I hate the song that the wizard sings. How does it go? Wonderful. They call me
Oh, yeah.
wonderful. And the only good part of that is like Elphaba's part. You are wonderful. But other than that, it's like an ear
Mhm.
sore.
What's the song that Dr. Dilliman sings with Elphaba?
Something bad happening
Yeah.
in
Okay.
Oz.
The only other song that I wonder if they'll cut, I don't remember if it's in the first or the second act, is the one that Bach is, like, singing to Nessa.
That's in Dancing Through Life. Nessa, yes, Nessa, I've got something to
Oh, it's in
confess
Dancing
of.
Through Life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
then it'll be in there, but
Dancing Through Life is going to be so effing iconic. Okay, and then
I am so excited for One Short Day. I love that song.
that'll be interesting. I think that's going to be a huge diversion from the musical. I don't think they'll do it like
Mhm.
they do it because in the musical it's weird. Like it's
Oh,
out of place.
with those giant, like, puppet things?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I definitely shared in your like hesitant feeling of it being two parts, but I think
Mhm.
as long as it means they're going to do it right, then it's okay. And I think they are. I think they are.
I'm just hesitant because 'cause I'm impatient, not because I think it'll, like, not be as good. I just want them at the same time.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
ideal to have it at the same time. And I
Like,
mean,
I don't wanna wait.
3-hour movies are not unheard of these days, so they certainly could
No.
have done it. It just means that there's a reason, and it's probably what they're adding to where they
Mhm.
had to do it in two parts. Okay, I think we covered
Yeah.
everything that I wanted to talk about. Okay, so it's coming Thanksgiving 2024. So the countdown has begun. So excited. Okay, next story. Bryn, I'm going to let you take this one away because you have seen this show, but we just got word that Once Upon a Mattress, starring Sutton Foster, is headed to Broadway, baby. It was an encores show playing
Mhm.
at Lincoln Center. Where was it at?
City Center.
City Center. And it is going to be coming to the Hudson Theater. Bryn, tell us about this show.
I'm excited. It's, like, a really fun it's very family friendly, like, it's
Oh,
definitely, like, a great show for kids, which I like because it's not like Disney, but
uh-huh.
it's, family friendly, which Disney on Broadway is one thing, it's just not for me. So that's really exciting. Sutton Foster is great in it. I'm really curious if any of the other cast will transfer. Like Jay Harrison G was in it.
Michael
Uh,
Urie.
Michael Urie
I will
was
go for him. I love him.
him. He was so good in it.
What role did he
Um,
play?
he was like the prince, the like
Oh,
nerdy prince.
cute. Okay, okay. Wait, can you
Um,
just spoil it for me? Do they end up together?
yes.
Okay, good.
And I don't remember who else. Oh my God, what's his name? Stephen Pasquale
Uh-huh.
was in it.
Okay.
No.
The dad in Teeth, that guy? That's Stephen Pasquale.
Hmm. No, not him. Not him.
Okay, okay.
Cheyenne Jackson
Yes, yeah. Uh-huh.
was in it, not Stephen Pasquale.
So if they're
Cheyenne
able to
Jackson.
get the entire Encore's cast, this will be a
Yeah,
sold out run in no time. It
it
was
would
an
be
iconic
insane.
cast.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them will. I don't know if every single one of them will, but I'm sure a lot of them will. So that's really exciting. We got so many announcements this week. It's crazy. Multiple Broadway shows, which we'll get into,
Yeah.
but also New York City Center announced their season,
Mm-hmm.
um, including Ragtime, Urinetown, like a couple shows. I think maybe Playwrights Horizons announced their season, MCC announced their season.
Yeah.
Like everyone dropped their seasons this week. I think the City Center will be a bunch of good shows. They already announced the Ragtime like principal cast and Joshua
Joshua
Henry is in it.
Henry. Whoop, whoop.
I don't really care for that show, but I would love to hear his voice live.
For sure. So, Once Upon a Mattress is going to begin performances July 31st. It is a limited run. It has its opening night on August 12th, and it will be closing on November 30th, when it will then move over to Los Angeles, which is really interesting. So, my LA listeners, the show is coming to a theater near you, and it will be at the Manson Theater, performances beginning on December 10th. And running through January 5th, 2025. So
Wow.
that's
I was
super
gonna
cool.
say I would have assumed that they would extend their Broadway run
Yeah,
like
but now they
through
won't.
the holidays. Like,
Yeah,
why are they not going over Christmas?
I know. Yeah, it's
For
kind
like
of
a
bizarre.
family-friendly show to not go through Christmas where you're gonna like that's where you'd make a ton of money.
Well, that's because they're going to LA, honey, and they're going to make
They're
that.
going to Hollywood. You got your golden ticket.
You're going to Hollywood. No, if there's a cast I want to be a part of, it's this one, because you get to be on Broadway for a second and then you get to move over to
Yeah.
LA. You get the best of both
Yeah.
worlds. So fun. And it's also cool for like the LA Broadway fans to get like a Broadway show with the cast all coming over. I think that's really unique. Anyways, I think that's going to be a huge hit of the season, and it'll definitely sell out. So we can expect that to be in the top 10 grosses once it opens.
Maybe they'll make just as much money in LA as they would on Broadway, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I don't know anything about the size of
Mhm.
that theater, but I imagine
Mhm.
so. So, as Bryn was saying, we got a tremendous amount of Broadway news and show announcements, and we're not even talking about the fact that George Clooney is coming to Broadway for his first time in a play. But if you want to hear about that, just go look it up. What we are talking about is that this new musical that I have seen so much hype for, called Death Becomes Her, is headed to Broadway. So this is currently playing in Chicago until June 2nd. In the cast, we have Megan Hilty, who is a Broadway queen. We love her from Smash. I am so excited to see her on Broadway. We have Jennifer Simard, who is also a Tony nominee. And this show, I've just seen so much talk about it online. I've seen so many people going and seeing it, saying it's so fun. Liam Pierce went last week. And so, that just means it's a great show,
Yeah,
and he appeared to
yeah.
enjoy it. But I have no idea what this is. I don't think it's an original show. I think it's based off of a movie, if I'm not mistaken. I've never heard of it. Have you?
I've heard the name. I don't know anything else about it, but I've definitely heard the name. But yeah, I share the same. I've heard like really good things about it in Chicago, and I am adding it to my list of things I want to see when it comes.
Yeah, it looks really
Mhm.
interesting. The costumes are super big and gaudy. I've heard that it's comedic. The plot, all I know about the plot is what I got off of this Playbill article that says that the two leading ladies play these fierce rivals, and they take a magic potion to obtain eternal youth, only to find it has some gnarly side effects. I mean, that sounds interesting. It sounds like a fun plot, but
We should watch the movie because the two main women are Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn.
Okay. So people are probably like, how the heck have these girls never
Yeah.
heard of Death Becomes Her? Okay, we need to watch. We need to watch.
Yeah, I think it's from the 90s.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Not even that
92.
long ago. Yikes. I missed that era,
Oh
I
my
guess.
God.
'Cause
The cover is hilarious.
show me. Oh, okay. No,
So
this looks
yeah,
good.
it says, in one small bottle, the fountain of youth, the secret of eternal life, the power of an ancient potion. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Okay, this sounds really funny.
I'm excited. That it sounds, yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. So this is going to be playing at the Luntfontein Theater, where Sweeney is no longer. Previews begin October 23rd with an official opening on November 21st. Super pumped for this.
Yeah. The amount of theater that's already announced to be coming
I
is
know.
great. Like a big, like Once Upon a Mattress, this, What a Wonderful World, Romeo and Juliet,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is going to be crazy.
And then today,
Um,
or this week, we got word about the Darren Criss new musical. What is it called? Happy Endings?
I think so. I literally just opened my Instagram and it was like Darren Criss to originate like in, and I was like, that's enough for me. But also Helen Shen,
Uh-huh.
who we both saw in Teeth.
Yes, Queen, Queen,
Um,
Queen.
Queen, she's so good. She's currently in a show at MCC, The Lonely Few. She's dating Andrew Barth Feldman. She's her own person though. But anyway, so
She's her
that's
own
so
person.
exciting. She seems like at least 10 years younger than Darren Criss. So that'll be interesting because I'm assuming they're playing a couple.
So I read a little bit about it. Basically, it's they play these robots, and it's actually
Okay.
called Maybe Happy Endings.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're like
Maybe Happy
bots or
Endings. They're these
something.
bots, and one of the helper bots comes into like the other helper bot's room and asks for like something, and then they like start their friendship, and then they start like romantic feelings. I'm sure it's super unique. Like nothing I've ever heard
Hmm.
before. And from what I can see from like the PR and the press that they've released, it's like going to be like kind of clinical feeling, and like
Interesting.
like just kind of like that futuristic
Yeah. Do we know
vibe.
what
Yeah.
theater it's going into?
Let's look. Let's look. This was not one of the news stories, but I was like, we'll chat about it because I'm
Oh
sure
my
it's
God,
going
of
to come up. So it's going to
course.
be directed by Michael Arden.
Okay.
Oh, we actually
Icon.
have a picture of what it used to look like at the Atlantic Alliance Theater. Wait.
Oh.
Okay, so this had a showing in back in 2020. So this has been kind of a thing for a
Hmm.
little bit of a while.
A
Okay.
little bit of a while.
Uh, yeah,
Well, Lindsay looks it up. We can talk about too. A show called Swept Away, which just announced last night, now a couple days ago, but that they are coming to Broadway. It had a pre-Broadway tryout earlier this year in DC, I want to say. And I heard a ton about it because the lead in Swept Away, his name is Stark Sands, and he was the original Shakespeare in And Juliet. So I
Oh,
saw
and
him,
Juliet. Okay.
yeah.
I just heard like Romeo and Juliet, and I was like,
Shakespeare's in Romeo and Juliet. No, in And Juliet. So I saw him in
okay.
Toronto and then I saw him once on Broadway. And I met him after and he was literally the nicest person in the entire world. So a lot of like the And Juliet cast tried to go see him in DC and I heard it was amazing. I heard it's like really dark. It's about like a shipwreck and they get like
Oh,
stranded. Um
interesting. Okay.
but it's really like the art, the show art for it and stuff is really aesthetically pleasing. I think the music is done by the Avett brothers.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so they announced it last night at their concert. The
Hmm.
cast of the show came on stage at their concert. And they were like introducing the soon to be Broadway cast of Swept Away. So we actually don't have a theater yet because they
Okay.
haven't announced the theater. We just know it's at a Schubert theater.
Okay. I was gonna
My
be like, how can you
guess,
announce that if you don't have a
yeah,
theater? But I guess.
they just haven't announced the theater. They have a theater, they just haven't
Okay.
announced the theater. My guess is that it's the booth where Kimberly was.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think a lot of the other Schubert theaters are in use with no end date in sight. So it could be that it's going to go into where Heart of Rock and Roll is, but they can't announce the theater until they announce the closing. Or it could be,
T.
can you imagine? Because I think that's a Schubert theater, or I know it's a Schubert theater, which that would be crazy if that's why they haven't announced the theater yet.
Yeah.
Or I
I
don't
feel
know
like
if
you're
we're
right. I feel like you're right because they've announced their Broadway, opening,
Mhm.
and there's a reason they haven't announced the theater. So I feel like you have
Yeah.
a point.
Because it doesn't seem
That's
like the
crazy.
kind of show that would be in a small theater like the Booth. It is based on a movie, apparently.
Okay, Swept Away.
Um,
I keep
yeah,
thinking of like
so
Flushed Away, but that's like that
I know
animated
the
movie.
like rats in the sewers.
That could be a
Um,
musical.
that could be a fire musical. Like we had Ratatouille, the TikTok musical. Someone make
Oh, if we're
flushed away
talking
the
about
TikTok
rat
musical.
musicals, me and my sister, every time she is in New York, we have been developing a Rats musical. Rats, rats, rats. I'm not kidding, Bryn. We come up with it. Oh, what's the song? Oh, wait, I can't sing it.
Says
It's inappropriate. But
nowhere on the website what theater. It just is coming to Broadway
you
this
have
fall.
a point. Anyways, if you want to hear more about Rats the musical, I'll talk about it on the Patreon. And maybe Happy Endings is coming to the Belasco, and it is starting their
Okay.
previews on September 18th. Super excited about
But
having them on Broadway.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Look at the show art. Like, isn't it cool?
It's like kind of mystical-y looking.
It's like the actors' actual faces, but animated.
I don't know. It's weird to me, but it's okay.
I think it's cool. I'm excited for this one.
Slay! Okay, well, I think that wraps up everything that we wanted to talk about. Wraps up our Broadway news, all of the crazy announcements that we have gotten. I have got to go prep for the Cheetah Rivera Awards. I cannot wait to tell y'all about it next week. Bryn, yes. Bryn's
One more
raising her
thing
hand. Go ahead.
that I am so excited. Hopefully, maybe next week or the week after, it will be discussed on the podcast. But Gatsby is about to open in Boston, and I cannot wait to hear what people think. I'm so intrigued.
Chills.
That's all.
I have chills. Okay, folks, me and Bryn are going to be doing the Theater Fan Broadway Awards over on the Meet Me at the Stage Door. So if you are a Broadway bestie, for just $5.99 a month, you get access to so many vlogs. Meet Me at the Stage Door, which is our after chat that we do after every single podcast episode. So go become a Broadway bestie. It's in the show notes below. There is so much content waiting for you over there. And go follow me on TikTok and Instagram at From the Mezzanine or Lindsey Stone Broadway on TikTok. Once again, it's in the show notes. Bryn, love you dearly. Thank you so much for coming on the pod.
I love you. Love all the listeners. Also, just like putting it out there, $5.99 is like literally less than like an iced latte.
Yeah. And
so like you can totally pay $5.99 a month.
Totally. No,
like,
honestly,
absolutely.
It gives you access to send in questions to the podcast. Do you have any burning questions that you want me and Bryn to discuss on the podcast? Send it on in and we will discuss it. And you also get a postcard directly from me. It's a little personal thank you note. Bryn, you literally can't sign it. You're far, far away. I'll sign.
I'm back in a few weeks. I'll sign a stack then. It's like when they give the actors a stack of playbills and you just like go through and sign them all.
Yeah,
that's what I'll do.
Kind of the same thing. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. Y'all are the best. Leave me a rate and review wherever you are listening right now. And I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye, Broadway besties.
Bye. Go meet us at the stage door.